Trump imposed a tariff, but Canada and Mexico hit back. Trump has threatened to impose a major tariff upon taking office. US President Donald Trump has announced a sweeping new tariff on all goods imported from America's three largest trading partners, China, Mexico, and Canada. Trump said the US would impose a tariff beginning on Tuesday of 25% on Canada and Mexico and 10% on China. Canadian energy faces a lower 10% tariff. He had threatened to impose the import taxes if the three countries did not address his concerns about illegal immigration and drug trafficking. But Canada and Mexico said they are preparing retaliatory tariff of their own. Trump has indicated he is ready to escalate the duties if the countries retaliate. Together, China, Mexico, and Canada accounted for more than 40% of imports into the U.S. last year. Today's tariff announcement is necessary to hold China, Mexico, and Canada accountable for their promises to halt the flow of poisonous drug into the United States, the White House said in a statement on X on Saturday. Trump posted on his Truth Social platform, "This was done through the International Emergency Economic Powers Act because of the major threat of illegal aliens and deadly drugs killing our citizens, including fentanyl." A tariff is the domestic tax levied on goods as they enter the country, proportional to the value of the import. They are a central part of Trump's economic vision. He sees them as the way of growing the U.S. economy, protecting jobs and raising tax revenue, and in this case, pushing for policy action from allies. In her response, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum quoted the allegations that the Mexican government had alliances with criminal organizations, slander. The White House, in its announcement, accused Mexico's government of having an intolerable alliance with the Mexican drug trafficking organizations. In a statement, Sheinbaum called on the U.S. to do more to cramp down on the illegal flow of guns south to arms the cartels. Her country is willing to work with the U.S., she said. The problems are not resolved by imposing tariffs, but by talking. She has instructed her economy minister to respond with tariff and non-tariff measures. They are expected to include the retaliatory tariff of 25% on U.S. goods. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said his country will also respond. "We don't want to be here. We didn't ask for this," he said in a news conference late on Saturday. "But we will not back down in standing up for Canadians." His government will impose 25% tariff on $155 billion worth of American goods. $30 billion will come into force on Tuesday and another $125 billion in 21 days. Targeted items include American beer, wine, bourbon, fruit juice, vegetables, perfumes, clothing, and shoes, as well as the household applicants, sporting goods, and furniture. Lumber and plastics will also face levies. Non-tariff measures being considered are related to critical minerals and procurement, although Trudeau did not offer more detail. The Prime Minister pushing back on the suggestion the shared border posed a security concern, saying less than 1% of fentanyl going into the United States comes from Canada. In a bid to avoid the tariff altogether, Ottawa had promised to implement 3 billion Canadian dollars of new security measures along its US border. Tariffs are not the best way we can work together to save lives, Trudeau said. He also said he had not spoken to Trump since the inauguration, but would keep lines open with the U.S. counterpart. China said in a statement that it is strongly dissatisfied with the levies and firmly opposes them. It added that it would file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization against the U.S. for its wrongful practice and would take countermeasures to safeguard its own rights and interests. China's Vice Premier Ding Xuxiang told the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland last month that his country was looking for a win-win solution to trade tensions and wanted to expand its import. Canada, Mexico, and the US have deeply integrated economies with estimated $2 billion worth of manufactured goods crossing the borders daily. Economists say the tariff and subsequent retaliation could raise the prices on the wide range of products, from cars, lumber, and steel to food like frozen French fries, avocados, and tomatoes, and to alcohol. The auto sector could be especially hard hit. Auto parts cross the three borders multiple times before the final vehicle is assembled. The, the economics suggest the average US car price could increase by around $3,000. A January report by the Peters Institute for International Economics suggested a blanket 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico would slow growth and accelerate inflation in all three countries. On Friday, Trump acknowledged there could be some temporary short-term disruption from the tariff. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce released a statement saying tariffs will have immediate and direct consequences on Canadian and American livelihood and will drastically increase the cost of everything for everyone. U.S. industry groups have also raised alarm bells. The National Home Builders Association said the levies could increase the housing cost. The Farmers for Free Trade said with many U.S. farmers already struggling, adding tariff to the mix would only exacerbate the situation across the much of rural America. The U.S. Retail Industry Leaders Association, which including big names such as Home Depot, Target, and Walgreens among its more than 200 members, expressed the hope tariffs could still be aborted. The White House explaining on Saturday why it was targeting its top trading partners said American cartels are responsible for trafficking fentanyl, methamphetamine, and other drugs. It said the tariff on Canada would remain until it cooperated with the U.S. against drug traffickers and on border security. Lastly, it said China plays the central role in the fentanyl crisis with the export of the lethal synthetic painkiller. Both the northern and the southern U.S. borders have reported drug seizures through amount at the border with China are considerably lower than those with Mexico, according to official data. U.S. border agent seized uh, 90, 19.5 kilogram of fentanyl at the northern border between October 2023 and last September, compared to the more than 9,525.4 kilogram at the southern border. Still, recent reports from Canadian intelligence agencies suggest a growing number of transnational organized crime groups are manufacturing drugs in Canada. Ashley Davis, the Republican lobbyist for businesses who represent major U.S. companies, including Walmart and Boeing, has been embodied in discussions about tariff, told the BBC's World Business Report. She thinks Trump will pull back on the tariffs in North America if he can point to progress on the issues he has raised as the complaint, especially immigration. You have to remember the border and China are two biggest issues that America voted him on the elections in November. Anything he can do to claim wins on that, I think he's going to do, she said.